So this means to add on this, because if I come back still to update and then I choose to update with 0, okay, and I choose to update, it's not supposed to be 0. 1, and I choose to update, it has actually updated. If I go back to broilers and come back to layers, it is showing 1 kilogram, something that we don't want. So which means we must first get the current value. Okay, so we can say, okay, here that current feeds is equal to, first of all, we need to get the FK user, okay. First of all, we need to get the user who is logged in. So we can say, okay, user, okay. So user, remember you should have the API the other side. So on my side, so user is equal to, okay, auth user. Auth user ID. So we're looking for that user's ID. Okay, so the next step now, we want to get now the current feeds. Okay, current feeds is equal to, okay, layers where auth user is that, okay, layers where, so I'll just copy the where from up there, layers where auth user is that, where auth user is that, okay, then get. So I think we can say current user, let's say current user profile. Okay, so we're going to get now the current feeds. Okay, so current feeds will be equal to this user profile, current user profile, okay, and then point into feeds. Okay, so which means if I do now a die dump here, we should get the current feeds as 1 kilogram. Okay, so which means now the feeds should be current feeds plus that. So which means it's going to be current feeds that are already existing plus what is already in the request. So I'll do that. Okay, let me hope it's not waiting for concatenation. Okay, so let's double check now. So if I choose to update the feeds and add 2 kilograms, and then this don't matter for now. Okay, I get an error, I need to double check. So feeds property does not exist on this collection. So let me first do a die dump for this and get to know the array. So which means the issue, by the way, the issue is of the array here. So I need to get the first value of the array. Okay, let me get to that and then explain it again. So let me update. Okay, voila, it is done very well. So if I go back to broilers and come back to this, you can see it's 3 kilograms. So the reason I'm talking about the array is because when I do a die dump of the current feeds profile, so dd this, okay, if I do a die dump of that current feeds profile, I come back to the feeds here and then I choose to update or something. Okay, it's going to respond with me the current feeds, and if I check, you can see it is going through the array, and inside the array it is getting to the first value, which is 1, and it is giving us everything that is in that particular array, the first item. Okay, so inside that item, okay, we have an attribute, and the attribute is of feeds. Okay, so find feeds 3. Okay, find feeds and then get the value, which is 3. So which means if I look into that particular array, okay, the first item of the array, which is 0, and then do save, and then run it again, okay, and I check, okay, I do get nothing, but I need to identify now, because we're already in the first field, but I need to identify that property. So that property is going to be the property of feeds, which is giving us 3 for the moment. Okay, so again I run. Okay, I need to click. Okay, again I'm going to run. All right, so I need to click here and click on it, and you can see the feeds is 3. All right, so that is it with that array. So I just needed to do that die dump. I can comment it here. Okay, so at this moment, that is when our so much wanted friend. So if I update it 6 plus 3 kilograms and I choose to update, okay, it has done the magic here and it has given us a response. I need to, okay, however, I was saying that, okay, when I click on broilers and come back to layers, they are 15 kilograms. I think I've clicked twice. However, it should be able to upload, and that's when our friend of the states, okay, it should update the moment I click. Our friend of the states and the mutations comes into handy. All right, so let's take a short break and then we come back to the mutations. Meanwhile, we'll find when I've updated the table here to take on the feeds expenses and the water expenses, and then the overall expenses, okay? Or even the overall expenses, but the overall expenses are going to include the medicine and whatsoever. All right, so let's take a short break and let's meet again after the break.